Hi, this is Abra from Ms. Z Photography, and I'm finishing up making some paper tissue flowers. I use them a lot for my first birthday smash and splash sessions. So I've been really busy tonight. I've made up so far 7. I've got one more to make. You can see some of them over there already on my couch. I'm doing it for a Sesame Street themed Smash and Splash for tomorrow. So I'm doing a couple red for Elmo, a couple green for Oscar the Grouch, a couple blue for Cookie Monster, and a couple yellow for Big Bird. And I'm just going to show you how I make these tissue paper flowers rather. You can buy them already pre-folded and tied up, but you still have to do the unfolding, which is really the tedious part of it anyhow. So I choose to make my own. This way I can do any colors I want. Sometimes these I'm doing each one solid colors. Sometimes I do mix them and have them be multiple colors, as one flower is multiple colors. And I can make them nice and thick and big so they really pop in the photo session. So I'm just going to show you how to make it. I'm going to, on my last one, I've been working for almost 2 hours on them, so it does take a little bit of while to do it. But I've just had the TV on in the background because it's, kind of mindless, so you can enjoy some TV while you do it. It's also a fun activity to do with kids, too. I was doing it earlier with my 4-year-old, and she had a lot of fun making a smaller flower. So anyhow, here we go. I'm just going to put my phone down, and hopefully you can see what I'm doing, and I'll explain along the way. So I'm working on green right now. So I took 10 pieces of size 10 by 20 tissue paper. And I took 10 pieces, and I'm going to lay it down in front of me so that it's vertical or portrait as opposed to horizontal or landscape. So I'm going to hold it down vertically. And all the papers together, I'm going to fold up about 1.5 inches. And then I'm going to turn it over, flip it over, fold the other way. I'm going to be folding it like an accordion. Or if you remember as a child making those paper fans. So that's what I'm going to just keep doing till I finish and get to the end. And this part actually doesn't take long. This is probably one of the quickest parts of doing it. Just keep folding it, keep flipping it and folding it in the opposite direction. So you'll be left with an accordion. Just like that. So this is what it looks like. And then I'm just going to cut a little piece. I'm just using some yarn right now. But any kind of small piece of string, just going to cut off a piece of yarn. Just going to tie it in the middle. Doesn't have to be anything fancy because, well, it depends. If I'm gonna have them on the floor, so you're not going to be seeing them in mine. If you were to hang them from something, then you would use a longer piece of yarn or string, and then you could hang it from the ceiling if you wanted to. But since mine are just going to be on the floor, it's decoration, I just really need it just to hold it in place. And then I usually cut off the edges, so I make so the edges will have like a triangle. Just think it looks more interesting than just having it flat. You could do a rounded edge too. A lot of the ones that you find in the store that are already pre-folded and pre-tied, they have like a rounded edge. So that's just personal preference, what you want to do. But I just kind of cut them and make a little point. And now I'm taking it in the first half. I'm going to just spread open like a fan. You can still see it's still tied over here, and I'm not really worried about this part right now. And now I'm just going to very carefully separate each piece and just gently separate them because there's 10 pieces stuck together. And I'm just going to gently unstick them. Oh, grab the wrong part there. I'm going to grab the top one and just gently unstick it and separate it and bring it forward. And sometimes, like I just did, I ripped it a little bit. Not really a big deal, especially since it's just the first paper, so you're not going to see that in the flower. But that's why you do want to go slow and pull it kind of gently so that you can avoid ripping it. And you pretty much just go through and do every single one. Just like that, just completely separating it. And we're going to do this for every single one on this side. And then when this side is done, we're going to flip it over and then tackle that side. And then you'll be left with a nice, beautiful paper flower. So this does take a while. Like I said, this is just the tedious part because you want to go slow and just gently do that. And it's 10 sheets of paper, so it's 10 on this side we have to separate, and then 10 on the other. So I'm actually going to put this into change it over to stop it and do another video and do a high-speed video. So it's going to make it look like I'm doing it really quickly, but then you can just see it and you'll see the final product when I'm done. But right now I'm just pulling it so it doesn't look like much of anything. I'm just separating these pieces. When I have this side done, I'm going to switch and do that side.